Okay guys, we're going to go to the Answers Hub. I check it every day, and as soon as I see something, I'll just come to camera. If you've never seen it before, it's just where the guys in the squad ask a quick question, and rather than me type it out because I'm a bit lazy, I'll come to camera and I'll answer it. A lot of them are public, but a lot of them are for the squad only. So let's roll the intro and we'll fire up the question. And a warm welcome to one and all. Let me flick this over, fired the computer up. This is our Discord if you haven't seen it before, and there is the Answers Hub. Now, if you get lost in them all, because there is lots and lots of them where the questions get answered, if you come down to the bottom, there's a trading clinic, and they're actually in chronological order. But let's get back to this. So, where are we up to? Did that as well. There, and now we're up to this one. What's your moving average video? Thank you very much. And two questions. Why do some platforms use a 9 moving average as their default, and others, and with the 8 AMA hourly chart, is it okay to use a 32 to emulate? Okay, a little bit to unpack, but it's not as difficult as you think. First of all, the default setting is exactly what it says it is, just the default, what each platform uses. My web trader, for argument's sake, throws on 2 moving averages as default, which is a 20 and a 50. Doesn't really matter. You know, the default moving average is your own. If you're happy to use a 20, use a 20. If you want to use an 8, use an 8. I often find a 5 is quite useful as well. Horses for courses is the answer to that one. There's nothing wrong with a 9. It is one of the sort of like the key sequence numbers if you're looking down the route of Tesla. You know, I did a video about this, and it's a very similar set of numbers to Fibonacci, and it depends on which way you want to go, and that's sort of like the 369 ratios. So that may be the answer, but ultimately your default is your own rather than somebody else's. Now, as to putting a 32 on a 15-minute chart to emulate the 8 AMA on an hourly, I kind of see where you're going with it, but what you've got to kind of remember is I use an hourly chart to find out whether the setup is valid. Okay, once I've agreed to the trade, I'll then look at a lower time frame to fine tune an entry, whether I'm going to trail backwards with it or whether I'm just going to put an order directly underneath that hourly candle. So that kind of, to me, screams I'm chasing the chart. And what I would try and get into a habit is ask binary questions on the close of an hourly candle. Is it ready? Is it worth it? Can I afford it? And if you ask those questions, then look at a lower time frame. But if you're just in the market looking at low time frames, looking for entries all the time, sadly, you're probably wasting your time. The answers to the questions are normally found in the high time frames, and you'll find the noise and the gamblers roam in the lower time frames. So it's the yin and the yang, and it comes down to one thing: patience. But an hour is not a long time. If you've asked the first question, is it ready, and you say no, fine. Go walk the dog, watch something on the TV, go make a cup of coffee, fine. Another hour will pass by. Is it ready? Yes. Right, it's ready. Is it worth it? In other words, what's my return on investment? If I put X amount into the market, I'm going to get X amount out of the market. If you think it's worth it, then you ask, can I afford it? And the way you do that is you should have known where your stop and targets are from the second question, and you just work out what the stop is. and then ask if your account can take it. And if you say no, half the position size, and do that till you say yes. Then you're ready to go to market. Nice and simple. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.